we're back from the break for the second hour of A Song at Tara. So, where do we rejoin our pack?
Sushi hours?
Yeah.
Probably on your way to sushi.
Yeah, we can all whoever's got phones could just put both the phones on speaker, and then we can talk with each other in the cars rather than shouting at each other across as we're driving.
That would probably be easier, yeah.
Yes.
Why not just take one car?
What, have us sit on the roof?
I don't think any one of the cars can accommodate 6 people. I mean, I think we could just fade into the scene with us sitting at a sushi place, I guess. That's less complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, we have to make sure that... Well, I say we have to make sure nobody's there. Let's face it, even if it's a late night one, anyone who is there might probably be sent out by our presence.
Yeah, as would the sushi chef, I guess. Maybe we know, like, 1 or 2 places with, like... Joan, do we know, like, the Garou sushi place where there's just, like, this one very old Asian-looking dude with a Fu Manchu with 10 willpower?
Nope. But there is a Yo Sushi in Dundrum.
Oh, that makes it easier.
Yes, as long, yep.
Because there's not really that much of a waiter staff going on there.
Yes.
So, all right, sure. So I guess we just sit there and talk it out. So beta guys. I mean,
yeah.
I think we have candidates in Shiva and Fenna and Tally.
Well, yeah, I'm beta as fuck.
I mean, if I am to be completely honest, I think Taliesin and I might bring sort of the same thing to the table as a beta.
Mm.
And I will admit that you probably have a closer relationship with Taliesin. So in that case...
Aaron nods and says that's a good point. In that case, I rescind my vote once more.
And Taran to that just
why the fuck
intercepts
do you not want
with
your vote to count?
I would like my vote to count, yeah, but I think Shiva brings up a good point.
You interrupted AJ!
Oh, sorry. AJ, go on.
No, you don't get away with that.
What were you about to say, please?
Oh.
Come on.
It was just a stupid comment Taran would come with.
Yeah, let's hear it.
As she says that, the only thing Taran would say, no homo, at the relationship thing.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's a good callback. No, but really, so Aaron looks to Fenna and says, I certainly want my vote to count, but I think Shiva brings up a good point. Tally, I mean, all of you mean the world to me, but there's no doubt about it that Tally and I hang a lot together. Like, more so than I hang with the rest of you. And I don't want bias to enter this decision.
Well, that wasn't actually my point. But...
No, but I think the point, yeah. You know what, yeah, that's not your point, but let it be my point.
Fair enough. I guess there is something to say that you could be too familiar with each other, but... I don't know. So
won't allow that.
I think... yeah?
Sorry, go ahead, Shiva.
I think Shiva grabs a napkin, and something to write with, and writes down the 3 candidates. So she can write down votes.
Okay, so Connell then continues what he was about to say, which was basically, I think that the bias thing is a load of crap, Aaron.
You do?
Yeah, I really do. You're an alpha now, and I expect you to be able to make tough decisions regardless of personal feelings.
Aaron...
If you can't do that, then I think, well, it's probably too late now, but I would definitely have voted something else.
No, I think that's fair.
Yeah, the alpha should be able to take a stance.
All right. You all make good points.
If it is come to beta, I would take Tally. He's good at keeping you grounded. It's kind of important.
Yeah, that's true. So that's one vote for Tally.
I would love to have all three of you for my beta. I would.
Fusion, huh?
I mean, you can always ask us for advice if you need it, right?
Definitely. But I do think that my vote would stand between Shiva and Tally. And yeah, I think Tally. I think that's a good point being made. Taliesin would do a better job of keeping me reined in.
Yeah, you
have a talent for getting me fired up, and he doesn't realize how that's coming out. But instead, he just.
So basically, you're saying she gets him all hot and bothered.
Exactly.
I was considering whether I should comment in character with no hetero. But I didn't, so that is sadly not something that Aaron got to hear.
No. Oh, what a shame. But yeah, okay. I think in that case, I would have to cast my vote for Tally. I trust you to do an absolutely astounding job as the beta, and I trust you to know how to deal with me when the full moon rises.
I'm in agreement, and she nots down another note on the thing. So currently it's Taliesin 3, everyone else 0. So we need the Get to cast a vote.
Yeah. I think my vote would go to, I think, Shiva. And it's not just the hotness thing, though that is a factor.
I mean, you can never quite discount the hotness factor.
Oh, you cannot.
No.
I think Shiva looks him in the eyes with a smirk and says, "Oh, so you want me to work underneath Aaron?"
I hadn't considered that.
Aaron just flashes a dumb grin.
But I think Shiva has this great quality where she isn't satisfied with just playing along. She's your. I'm speaking about you as if you're not in the room. You are what I consider a rebel, and that's sometimes a good thing to have.
Coming from a Get, that's something.
Yeah, I think Shiva actually blushes slightly.
I'm what you might consider a modern Get.
Thanks, Tunnel.
So you're a meathead who knows how to use a phone.
Yeah.
I'm so proud. I'm the one who taught him.
I have to say, Taryn, I have used a phone before meeting you.
I don't know if I trust you.
Like a landline?
And then you got a smartphone from me, and the first week was, how do I do this? How do I do that? How do I do this?
No.
no, he says, no. I don't recognize this at all.
With sushi.
So yeah, she will gets my vote.
How about you, Finna?
Sorry, it's kind of difficult to speak with who calling me.
I'll vote that as a vote for Cthulhu.
I second that vote. Him as a beta would make everything a lot easier.
I think Shiva actually types Cthulhu's name down. Gives it a vote.
Finna holds one hand over her mouth and another hand up as wait for me to chew my food to swallow.
She strikes Cthulhu off through again, so it's no longer valid, and waits.
Yeah, give her time to swallow, guys. Come on.
Aura isn't here yet. What are you thinking she needs to swallow, though?
Yeah, I think Taliesin would definitely be waving her hand back at Fenosa to say, "Yeah, take your time. don't give yourself indigestion."
Okay. My vote is for Shiva.
Oh?
I don't know, I forgot my reason on the way.
Let's just go with I'm the one who reminds you the most of Cthulhu then.
Sure.
I think that leaves you, Tally, doesn't it?
It does.
You do seem like a great old one.
Dear. Well, that's the tricky thing, isn't it? Because I can't bring myself to vote for myself. That just doesn't seem right to me.
Come on, grow a spine.
Of course it does.
I had to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're a bragging society, right?
For goodness sake, yes, all right, fine. Well, let me put it to you like this then. The way I see the beta is the beta should be there to support both the leader and the group. They are a go-to. They are a secondary leader. They are the grounding force for the alpha, and they're there for they can fulfill the extra duties that an alpha can't. That they don't. They can be more in tune with the group feeling. Not to say that an alpha can't, but an alpha has to lead, whereas a beta has to support. So there is a distinction. And I don't know whether or not I believe in balancing out the leader more or supporting the group more. But as it is, I think we support each other quite well as it is. I think that as much as it's useful to have a beta who people feel they can put their faith in to say things in certain ways or to get their point across in a fair way, and that's something that I would certainly try to do if I were chosen, but I know that Shiva could do regardless. I personally think that in this matter we have chosen a warrior for a leader, and that there must be some temperance. There must be a means to ensure that they are able to also be in tune with the group feeling when immediate conflict is not in the mind, when there's something going on that the group needs to get across to that alpha. And Aaron has already made it clear that in spite of bias, that's what he trusts me to do the most. So personally, I think I would be the better choice.
I'll vote down a vote for you then. Note down a vote for you.
Mm-hmm.
And unless anyone objects, I think that makes you the beta.
Well,
if anyone wants to fight me for it, I'm sitting right here.
Go get him, Finesse. Pet Shiva's back.
Nah, I'm sure I'll make up some legal document to bring to his attention every once in a while.
Well, look at it like this. The rules in the litany speak about challenging the leader. That's off the table in Warfight. It doesn't say anything about the beta, so if you feel I'm not doing a good enough job, challenge me. It's no skin off my nose.
I'd be more likely to just talk to you, but I'll keep that in mind.
Ooh. You're getting ideas there, Connell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What, you want me beneath Taliesin again now as well?
No. Why all the...
Shiva grins at him.
Yes.
A lot of downwards thrusting going on.
Right?
There's a lot of thrust and parry here.
That's that hashed out then.
Aaron looks to Shiva.
Said the joint smoker.
Just like grabs her eyes for a moment. I trust you. Yeah, I'm not touching your eyeballs, okay?
That sounded wrong. Just reach out and I'm gonna need these right now.
I trust you not to give up your ambition, though.
Did we seriously just select for our alpha the guy whose response to everything is that he needs to get high?
No, that was for beta.
Did I say alpha? I meant beta.
And no, Aaron, I'm not giving up on anything.
Aaron nods at you encouragingly.
Don't worry, I'll be around with a fire poker every once in a while.
I think everyone here trusts you to still question the ways.
I thought my job was to poke the fire. Don't take my job.
I'm sure we can scheme and come up with something together, Finna.
So, Finna's the fire starter, she's the poker, and I'll be the extinguisher?
I guess. But in all seriousness, I mean, it's not like I can't act on my own, but now I know I can at least go through you, and you'll have at least some power as the Alpha or something.
I might note that if there ever comes a time where someone else is better suited, I will say so.
I want all of you to do that. I want all of you to follow Taryn's example in that. It might be that the leader cannot be challenged during wartime, but god damn it, if I will accept you sitting there on your opinions and not voicing them. If you have something you want to if you have something you want to take up, bring it to me, and if I'm too out of control at that moment, bring it to Tally.
I think that's a really good idea, but we should probably not do it in the midst of things. Perhaps save it for later.
Yeah, let's keep
Unless, I mean, you want us to go swim in acid for a few hours, then perhaps we should bring it up.
Yeah, but I think you're right. I also think it's a good idea. I think that sentiment transfers into our interactions with the Sept. I know Kat believes in challenging tradition, but I also know she has a leadership to maintain, and not everyone that's in our Sept shares her opinion on that matter, so... we're kind of challenging the ways here, so let's not be too overt about that.
Mm-hmm.
Not until the time's right, at least.
Aaron nods.
So, sushi.
Oh, yeah. By the way, Aaron finishes as she picks up one of the more expensive plates from the conveyor belt. I assume that the new Alpha is treating us.
The new Alpha is treating you.
Yes.
You fucking scumbag. Sure.
Oh, Toro.
Hey, let's get a group picture or something.
You know what? Yeah, let's do that.
As long as we keep it away from where people can get a hold of it and use it against us or silly shit like that.
So Taryn's phone.
Yeah.
It'd be like group selfie.
Yes.
Exactly. I imagine Taryn's phone has the best camera either way.
Taryn just smiles. Yep.
Luckily nothing happened, but there was a car outside.
Alright, so I'm imagining us scrounging together for a group selfie, flash, and kind of like the Polaroid picture of, like kind of looking picture of the lot of us taking up the frame for a moment. And
it's
then,
a groupie.
Yeah.
It's not a selfie, it's a groupie.
Oh, God.
It's a packy.
It's Packy.
Oh, no.
That's even worse.
We are veering very close to being potentially racist, so let's steer away from that.
What?
And I think Aaron takes out his own phone and asks you to send that to him, the picture.
She
Taryn.
does.
Thank you. And as he receives it and he kind of looks into his gallery, I think he sees like, I'm imagining him like flipping through his gallery to find the picture. And him stopping at like a picture of Vanessa, or what's it? Victoria, wearing a hoodie somewhere like in the city where he's kind of been able to snap a photo of her at one point where he saw her. And realizing like, yeah, this might actually be a good first point to bring up. And he puts his phone down on the table for everyone to see. And like points at it with like puts an index finger to it and goes, I think that should be our first priority.
We chose the right Alpha.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. We should choose it if for no other reason than to maintain Connell and Fenner's sanity at this point.
What sanity?
The
That
sanity
thing we
that...
pretend to have.
Yes, that thing they pretend to have.
How long have you had this and not told me?
Taryn looks at the date. A couple of months.
Are you sure? I mean, we don't know what's happening with the leeches.
Yes, he's sure. He's sure. Absolutely certain.
It's true, we don't know.
There's two ways this can go with the problems with the leeches. We can get very lucky and get her because all of the ruckus, or we can be very unlucky and she'll have even more protection.
I think both of those are likely. And I think Taryn makes a good point. Here's what I'm thinking about this. I think someone went into Temple Bar and kicked the hornet's nest. I don't know what kind of war the leeches got going on, and I don't actually care that much for it. Here's what I do know. Someone kicked the hornet's nest, stuff is changing in there. Someone might be lying low, and someone might be waiting to strike back when that stuff happens. What I know of Victoria, she's not the type to lie low, she's a striker. She wants to get out there and get her hands bloody and prove herself. She wants to go out there and flash the dick she doesn't have. I think we need to take this opportunity. She's been shitting on you from great height, he says, looking primarily at Connell. Because she feels confident she can do so. And it's true, she's only had to worry about one of us at a time, or two of us in one case. But not anymore. Unless something else crops up. Of course we need to be aware of that, and we need to be able to deal with that if it happens. But until flexibility demands otherwise, I say we hunt this bitch down and we teach her, and we show the rest of them what it means to piss on us.
So how do we deal with her whole darkness shtick? Because every fucking time she shows up, you go blind, we go blind.
Do we go blind or is it darkness? I mean, I can do the light thing.
I think it's some kind of darkness because it seems to be an area that we can escape from. I recall one of our early encounters with Victoria. She did her voodoo and the whole area turned black, but we were able to still move within it, and at some point we left this area of darkness.
Yeah, we did.
That's good to know. Here's what I'm thinking. She's been used to I say used to, but she's been dealing with us. At most of us 2 at once. She's not going to be able to deal with 6 of us, especially not coming from all angles. If she uses the shadows and the darkness to obstruct you, then make like Toucan Sam and follow your nose. The rest of us will encircle her, and she can keep using her fucking leech sorcery all she wants. We're gonna corner her and we're gonna shred her like the bitch she is.
You know, I feel like it's derogatory of us females to use the term bitch about her.
Aaron cocks an eyebrow at you, knowing you're bullshitting him.
Finn looks at him very seriously.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sow.
That's better.
Okay.
I'm not a werewolf or anything, so I don't give a shit about that.
No, they died out.
Oh.
It's true,
Aww.
There was a werewolf species
That
at
would
one
have been
point.
awesome.
Yes, isn't it because of us that there aren't any?
They were literally, yes, it's from the War of Rage. They were literally Gaia's trash men.
Aww. Did they just eat everything?
Yes.
That is so adorable.
I hope one of them was named Bacon.
I feel
That's
like
the name of my dad's dog.
I feel like
I
we
don't
need
care.
to get Shiva on this. Like, we need her to compensate for the extinction of this species of Farah by being a liaison to the Kith, and we need to outsource the role to the Red Caps.
Very funny.
I mean, Shiva would jump at the chance to try and create new relationships with other Kith, but it probably would be very hard.
I dare her to talk with the were-sharks.
Oh, they're okay? That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Wait,
They're really talkative. Really.
They are actually were-sharks?
Yeah,
Yes,
okay. Yeah, they are the
two
only.
species.
They are the only kind of fera outside the what are they called? The only kind of fera except for the bone gnawers who are not experiencing a drop off in population.
Because they're fucking sharks.
They're also, to a point, all of them insane. And
Yeah.
just like not in we're going cuckoo crazy. They're just like beasts because they're sharks.
So there are no fisher friends, not food groups within them?
There are two groups like of weresharks. I'm making this very brief. There are two groups of weresharks. One of them are the Asian weresharks in the beast courts over there, the Samebi.
Yeah.
They maintain a level of like human coherence. They can actually work and operate and be very noble about what they're doing.
Yeah, and then there's the
And
Rokea.
then there's the Rokea.
The Rokea are
sharks with legs.
great white sharks, even when they are not in that shape. And the point about them is that they keep growing. They are, in essence, immortal. They will keep growing. They will never die unless they are killed off violently. And they keep growing their entire lives. There are some things in the deep oceans you do not want to get near.
The Megalodon! It never died
Finna,
out.
she's curious.
Don't tell Taryn, she's curious.
Isn't Connell curious too?
Yep.
Hey, why is it that the curious ones are the ones that weren't considered for... Wait, no, Finna was considered for beta, that's true.
Yeah, but they figured it was smarter to choose someone who was sane.
I mean,
Yep.
I don't
Just
know
tell me
about.
scene.
I don't know what you guys like.
Pussy.
My fellow players are imagining. I'm thinking we start the hunt for Red October tomorrow, and then just party hard tonight.
Party hardy?
I think this. How does the lyric go? Drop topping, playing our favorite CDs.
Oh, what?
It's a Kesha lyric.
Oh,
Why do you know Kesha lyrics?
Well, because Kesha makes catchy music. Not all of it though, but some of it's pretty good.
Okay, but I've met it... I can't think of even the title of a single Kesha song, so...
Let's not get into pop music.
Yeah.
that's probably for the best.
That's
No,
my
let's
thought exactly.
Blast some Bieber out into the Dublin streets.
God.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a hanging offense right there.
I'm so sorry. I just take my badge, coach.
So while we're on the topic of music, I have had some Alice Cooper stuck in my head for most of the night, and right now I have the lines, I'm dangerous, I'm a dying breed, from Dangerous Tonight in my head. And it's just very fitting for Garou.
Yes, it is.
Mm.
Alice Cooper rocks.
Yes, he does.
Anyway,
I need more Cooper in my life.
Cooper test?
What?
What'd you say, AJ? Because you cut out when you were saying what?
that's because people talked.
Okay, go on.
What were the plans?
I think to party tonight and go out and track down Victoria tomorrow.
Taryn will be going home.
I mean, that makes sense, right? Because you have an upset dame at home who just recently got burned by you staying out late. But
And
at
I'm
the same
pretty
time,
sure she heard something after
Yeah.
she got home that day. Yeah.
But at the same time, though, if we kind of want to party, and I'm imagining this, like this pack knows how to throw down. We don't turn down for nothing.
You have a nightclub.
I do have a nightclub, but at the same time, I don't want
He doesn't want to be at his nightclub because he scares people away.
exactly.
That means
so-
less revenue that night.
Also, we absolutely have to. If we have to party, if we have if we have to get turned the fuck up, we have to have everyone there. So
Turned
I
up
think
for what?
exactly. So I think we just take the party into Taryn's apartment and destroy it.
Oh God.
Doesn't that sound about right?
No.
I think it sounds about right.
No.
No, because Taryn has a dog who's so scared of Aaron and Connell, who will shit on the carpet if they're there for an entire night.
Do
Now
they
that's
have
what
an
I
animal
call a
Ken?
party.
Yeah, damn right. That's a party.
No.
Don't they have
Not
Animal
happening.
Ken?
Don't they have what?
Animal Ken.
No,
Yes.
Taryn has that. She's inoffensive to animals. But if you're not inoffensive to animals, you're like a vampire to an animal.
I was going to say, at the risk of presenting the boring option, or at least the one that nobody's ever considered in the history of this entire game, the Court Orders decide to crash in on Taliesin's mum and make her life miserable.
Oh my god,
Why
yes!
not? Let's do that.
Sounds fun.
Taliesin's mother hasn't actually spoken since Taliesin's prologue sessions.
Yep.
She's still scarred for life.
Where
Yes.
does Kelly live?
I believe roughly in... I think he also lives in Rathmines somewhere, but for some reason the little marker I used to have for where her apartment is has vanished.
It might have been lost in the Great Battle Wars,
must.
where we had a battle mat and then deleted it, and something may have gone lost.
Yeah, but roughly in the same... Not in... Yeah, so in roughly the same area, in the well-to-do area of the south part of Dublin, where she'll be safe and relatively happy.
Mm-hmm.
Is she along the River Dotter?
What?
River Dollar.
Rubber?
No.
Rabba.
Thank you, Bacon.
I'll just go check what that is.
Sure.
But yes, basically we could go there.
Alright, so like blasting loud music and carrying a bunch of drinks, just crash your mom's place.
It would be very interesting at least to see how our beloved storyteller wants to characterize dear Fanway Blevins at this point in 3 years on.
I would definitely like to have a scene of that, even if, again, Taryn is not there, so maybe a brief
Well, I'm not
scene,
doing a
but I
Welsh
would like
accent. There is no way.
No, you didn't do one to start with, and I don't expect you to. But I will compensate by trying to be as Welsh as possible.
Go ahead. One of you. Sorry, go on. So that's where you're going, and Taryn is going home. Am I correct?
Yep.
Okay.
I think we see Taryn off at her place before we make for Tally's place.
I wonder if Finna has been at Terrence's
Ah.
place. At Tally's place before.
I'm prepared to say that
It kind of could go either way.
it could, because it's one of those things is that, again, despite her being kinfolk, Taliesin has not really had his mum involved in anything to do with the Guru Nation, and he's sort of
Does
been
she know?
Yes, she knows.
Good.
Um,
Do we know she knows?
yes, it will probably be brought up. But the point is that he's very deliberately kept her out of it as much as possible. Otherwise,
Well,
obviously
then
she
it
has-
sounds like Finna probably hasn't been there.
And besides, it would be good to introduce her, and at the risk of being a bit self-serving, it would be good to introduce her into the campaign a bit more, even if it provides.
That's a good idea.
Sure. So you head to Tally's place,
Yeah.
most of you. Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Kicking in the door, swinging around like hard booze and
If you do that, I think,
boom blasters.
yeah, Taliesin will probably not be happy with that.
Hey, a boom blaster is not a toy.
No. What was the one from the Red Dwarf books? The Ghetto Blaster.
Yes. That's what they used to be called.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Fair enough. So we get there. I think Taliesin makes some half-hearted plea to not be too destructive and loud. You can be as embarrassing towards Taliesin as much as you like, just as long as you don't actually wreck the place.
Come on, your mum knows how to party.
She's Welsh.
Yeah, she knows how to get tore up.
So I sense I missed something.
No comment.
I think Taliesin should be a little bit worried about the Christmas lights in Finna's eyes when he says that they can be as embarrassing towards him as they want.
It's just like a horror shot, like a lingering horror shot on Finna's head turning slowly. The creepy smile.
Smile, I think the first time we see Yami Yugi in the manga.
Right. There's an anecdote that I will share with everyone once we have our next break, but until then, so I think Taliesin will probably go into the apartment first and call out.
Yep. Well, she's there.
Hello, I've brought my intrepid friends around. Is it alright if we've made a big decision tonight? Is it alright if we sort of sit here, crash for a bit?
Yes, sure, certainly.
Oh, thanks.
You want tea? Coffee?
Good evening, Miss Blevins.
Hot cocoa?
Yeah, for me, I don't suppose you've got anything a bit stronger for Fenner and Connell.
She looks at you for she looks at you for for a long moment and says, "Well, first of all, I'm reliably told that it doesn't work on you anyway, and secondly, you're not old enough."
Well, some of us are. I'm not. As I said, I don't mind tea, but I'm embarrassed now. God.
She grins and
Blast
goes and gets a bottle of Jameson's and puts on the table.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Tally's mom may not be Guru, but she was certainly born under a new moon.
Oh,
Well, I assume they are in the kitchen, so Finna kind of goes over and peeks in.
Mm-hmm.
What does Tally's mom look like?
Yeah, let's have an introduction
I'll
of
let
Miss
Tally
Blevins.
describe.
She's 8 foot tall and brew.
It's clear that Taliesin gets his hair from her as a start, but the face is very much his father's. Hers is much. Hers is still nice, but it's noticeably sharper. It's a little more willowy. It's a face that is, being very good for New Moon. It's one that can be almost cringingly neutral when she needs to be, but otherwise she does tend to smile quite a lot when she needs to put on the air of being scolding, or like she did with the alcohol thing. She has a face that can just perfectly go dead serious.
In other words, she has a mummy face.
How
Exactly.
old is she?
I haven't thought about it.
620.
No,
Yes, of course.
I would say she is in her at this point. How old is Tally's 17 at this point, right?
Yes, he's 17.
Yeah, and she's in her early 40s.
Yeah, she had Taliesin. She gave birth to Taliesin at what we in England would consider a sensible age.
Wonderful.
Well, anyway, Finna peeps into the kitchen. I heard something about us being too young for something or something. You don't know your son smokes pot, right?
Yeah, I know. I bought it for him half the time.
Oh, Ma!
I do!
Get wrecked. Get super wrecked, Tally.
You know,
She looks at Finna and smiles. You know, he's actually quite, I would say, shy, but I think he's embarrassed to actually admit to himself that he smokes joints half the time. So, well, you know, being the good and helpful and obliging mom, I go out and get the shit for him once in a while.
Tally, you had 3 years to get used to the name.
I mean, I was about to comment, Miss Blevins, that his present name is actually Finds the Words, but to his mum, he's always going to be a pup, isn't he?
To his mom, he's always going to be bloody.
And just Taliesin's face is getting redder and redder.
Can I mix you a drink, Miss Blevins?
No thanks. I'll settle for tea tonight.
I mean, yeah. I'm imagining, like, since normally alcohol doesn't have that much of an impact on us, I think Aaron has gotten used to mixing the hard liquors with just, like, multicolored, soft drink nonsense. Like, not lots, just to mix idiotic stuff and have fun with that and experiment with the taste rather than the actual knockout factor.
Yeah. She comes into the living room with a big pot of tea, goes over, kisses Tally on the cheek, and says, "You know, I'm just taking the piss on you."
Yes, you've. I'm not sure whether this is something you've always done, or if you've gotten worse since we got to Ireland. The Irish and their sense of humour.
I have no idea. I think I've always been this way. I think you've just had this pair of rose-tinted glasses when you looked at me. I think that's quite natural.
Well, of course, that's always the way, isn't it? When you're a child, you think your parents, well, at least.
Yeah, exactly. And let's face it, to me, you're always going to be 3 years old.
That's okay. I guess that applies to many people.
I can get my own pod now. You know I've been getting better at that. I can't believe I'm making that sound like a legitimate thing, but fuck it. At this point, Taliesin spares himself.
She actually puts her hands together in front of her chest in this very housewifey kind of way, and she looks at Ollie. She goes, "Oh, I'm so proud of him. He's old enough to get his own pot." And then she goes back into the kitchen.
Everything you ever wanted.
Taliesin doesn't say that. He takes the tea, pours himself a cup, and puts a generous slug of whiskey into the tea.
Yes.
It's just a drop in your tea isn't drinking, it's medicine.
It's medicinal. Yes.
She seems nice.
Oh yeah, she's lovely. Wouldn't want any other mother in the world.
I think as great praise to the hostess, as like Aaron will definitely have brought his guitar out of the trunk. And sometime during the night he starts strumming Stacy's mom.
Taliesin gives up and probably does
just
some vocals.
redoing the words to Tally's mom instead?
Yep.
Tally, can't you see you're not the girl for me?
Well,
Yep.
Well, not the boy for me in
No.
this case.
No.
Well, the funny thing is, she clearly knows the lyrics and sings along.
Taliesin hasn't got the heart to get back at her through song afterwards, but he'll probably insist on doing some other songs and he can do some singing as well.
Yeah, well, it's pretty clear that Tally's singing voice is certainly not from her.
Oh, the nostalgic memories. Oh dear.
Certainly not from her.
No.
Her singing voice is bad. That said, you guys have a splendid evening like that, and we shall briefly hop over to Taryn. Taryn?
Sorry, I had to mute because I was laughing too much.
That's okay. At least that's for a very good reason. Okay. You get home.
Tally.
You get home.
Yeah.
And the place is empty, or well, not empty, but
Who rocked me?
Fina isn't home just yet. She's got a shift at the Dragon tonight, so and obviously the Dragon is on the outskirts of Temple Bar. It's actually like half a street away, so that is not actually affected by the lockdown.
I feel like I should high five Sandy at some point, just by yay for staying out of Temple Bar.
Yes, and she's. But she's, as I said, she's not home yet. When you get there, your dog is there, obviously, Micah, who is his usual over-exuberant self at seeing you.
Yep. Oh my god, I thought you'd never come home.
Exactly. And considering his size, that means you very nearly get bowled over every time.
She does that, and half of his size is floof.
Yes.
Because
yeah.
the breed of dog, so it's a floof ball going, oh, you never came home!
There you go. You are, well, what do you want to do? You are
Walk
home.
the dog.
You walk the dog, okay?
It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, then once you've done that, you come home, and Fina still hasn't gotten home.
Well, unless it's time for her to be home, then...
Oh no! Don't make the bad. No, okay.
Yes, drama. Drama.
Ugh. Well, maybe she started talking with someone, so who cares? She's probably gonna get home at some point.
Yep. 20 minutes later, she's still not home.
Charon starts getting antsy. And then she calls Sandy.
And you get, first, of course, you get a ringtone. Mm-hmm. And then finally the phone is picked up on the other end. It's not Sandy answering.
Who is
But
it?
well, they don't introduce themselves. It is a woman.
Hey! You got Sandy there?
Yeah, I do. Who is this?
Someone who needs to talk to Sandy. Who are you?
Not a friend, I think would be the best way of putting it.
Hi, Victoria.
No, I'm not Victoria. No, she's off doing something entirely different tonight.
Do you want me to go through all the names I know?
Well, let's just say that my sister might want to get her ass back into Dublin, or her friends here are going to start dying.
Hi, Neve. She hangs up.
Hi.
And then there's only one thing that happens to the rest of the lot.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, Neve's at the Dragon. She has my girlfriend. I'm going there. See ya!
Is that an SMS that just pops in during the evening?
Yep.
While everyone else is having a good time singing, I think there's a chance you might not actually spot it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's...
We're too busy partying with Tally's mom.
Exactly.
Should we throw a fate die or something?
I think you should.
Right. So
I'm just
let
going
that...
there.
In fact, I'm going to throw a die for each of you.
Whoops.
And I'll take you guys on one at a time. Aaron,
Yeah.
high or low roll?
High roller, always.
Okay, you roll your dice and tell me.
Alright. Yeah, sure.
Roll it in thingy so she can see it instead.
Yeah, exactly.
Nope,
Okay.
low.
Nope. You are. Well, what my point is, would you roll higher or lower than my roll?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
That's
high
how
roll, always.
Yeah, but yes, and you do not. So you are in the middle of Tally's mom when, and that sounds wrong. When
Yeah, I'm right up in there. Yep. Just getting to the best part, you know.
Oh God, Connell.
That is totally okay with the listener, though.
It is. Connell, do you?
Actually, it should be encouraged.
Yes.
Shut up, Finna.
Connell, I need a roll from you, higher or
Yep.
lower than my roll.
Higher than, of course.
Okay. Nope.
Oh, for God's sake!
Am I also in?
You're not in Tally's mom, but you are trying to, at this point when this goes in, and therefore you don't notice this, you are trying to determine the correct ratio of tea to whiskey. It's something like 2 drops of tea to a cup of whiskey so far.
Okay. So
So far.
narrowing in. Okay.
You're narrowing it down.
Cool.
And let's have Shiva next, higher or lower than my roll.
Let's go with lower.
All right.
Ooh. I
So I'll
mean,
roll
And
a
then you
d10.
roll a 10.
Yep.
yep.
No,
High
don't
roller,
notice.
always high roller.
You don't notice either. Okay. Tally, higher or lower than my roll?
I'm also going to roll low.
Okay.
And then you roll a 10
Oh, shut up.
this time.
Oh.
Yay!
How did you do that?
The one time I'm happy to see a nat 1.
Yes. You notice that there is a text message coming in.
Yep. I go
Let's
to
see if Fenna notices hers as well, just to be on the safe side.
I,
Higher or lower?
I said higher. And then
Okay.
Can I admit just for a moment that I
Okay.
wanted, part of me wanted Connell and Fenna to notice, and none of them care enough to actually look.
Well, Tally, do you actually look away from the embarrassment that you are being subjected to, or are you, in a masochistic sort of way, actually subjecting yourself to the whole thing?
No, I would
tell
be
me
twisting.
why Finna is too busy to notice.
I was going to say, firstly, I'd like to say that this. I'm annoyed I didn't get to make a joke about Tally not being high for once. Secondly, yes, he does look away because he's always twisting and turning, and he goes to look at his phone.
Yeah.
So sees it. So goes to the message, looks at it, And in the middle of the festivities, the singing, the laughing, there's just an ear-splitting cry of "shit!"
Yeah, I'm imagining the room going deadly quiet.
Very quickly.
Guys,
What's up?
oh, it's Taryn. Taryn's just texted.
What about her?
The leech Neve. She's at the dragon. She's holding hostages there. Fina's there as well. Taryn's on her way there now to confront them.
We're going.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's a good thing werewolves couldn't get drunk. Imagine 5 lupus wolves running crisscrossing across the entire city trying to get there.
Round and round the cobbler's bench, though.
So yeah, I think what will happen. Obviously, we have. Oh, jeez.
That would have been funny, though.
Yeah, I think.
Couldn't you just see them having to fish up a couple of dogs from the levee and a couple of ones down from a lamppost they don't know how they got into?
Okay.
Go on, Chris.
I'd say that. Well, if everyone has anything to say, that's fine. We'll go through that. But just after everything, all the talking, if anything, is done, it'll be Taliesin ushering everyone out of the door and then basically hugging his mum goodbye and then leaving.
Sorry, we'll have to save a friend or we die. Bye bye.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, basically.
So you rush off.
Yeah. Just jump into the car and then test the speed limit.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And
Well, you are still not there quite as swiftly as Taryn.
Taryn in his bow, yeah.
Maybe we take a look at what happens at the dragon
Wait,
when we come back from the break.
Does Taryn move through Dublin in his bow?
It's quite late now.
Yeah, there are still people in the street.
Yeah, okay, then it'll be in Hamid.
Yeah,
But she'll be running.
of course. I kind of expected that.
I shall go and find my girlfriend at a leisurely stroll.
Yes.
La-di-da.
La-di-da.
Oh, is that a
I'm-
coin on the ground? It seems to have been glued to the asphalt.
Yeah,
Could someone
you-
get me a knife to pick it up with?
I want to say we grab a break, and then when we come back, we can see what happens at the dragon.
That sounds like a very good idea. Let's do that.
All right. Yeah, so we'll grab a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Song of Tara.
Yeah.